Hi there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to tell you the questions you should ask at the end of a job interview. So when your interview comes to an end, the hiring manager is going to say to you, that's the end of your interview, do you have any questions you would like to ask us? And it is really important you ask them a number of smart and intelligent questions. And during this tutorial, to help you pass your interview, this is what I will cover. I will explain why it is so important that you ask them a number of questions. Don't do what the majority of people do and say, no, it's okay, you've answered everything I need to know, I don't have any questions. That is a big mistake. I will give you 3 crucial tips for asking questions that will impress the interviewer. I will then give you a number of brilliant questions you can ask at the end of your job interview to succeed, and these questions are relevant to all job roles. I will then tell you how you can get access to further interview training resources right here on YouTube that will help you to be the standout candidate during your interview. And just very quickly, please do make sure you subscribe to this channel. Lots of you are passing your job interviews as a result, and I don't want you to miss out. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and it's always great to connect with like-minded professionals. And please do give the video a like, because that tells me you find the content useful. Thank you very much. Here's what not to say at the end of your job interview when they say to you, do you have any questions you'd like to ask? Don't say this. No, thank you. You answered everything already during the interview. I have no questions. Now, you might think there's nothing wrong with saying that, but this can come across negatively as if you don't care about the job or their organisation. This is your opportunity to ask them some smart and intelligent questions. So why is it so important to ask questions at the end of your interview? Number 1, if you don't ask any questions, it can come across that you're not that interested in the role. And number 2, asking questions is your opportunity to show that you care about their organisation. So my advice is to ask them questions that focus on their organisation and its future success. Let me now give you 3 tips for asking the right questions that will impress the interviewer, and then we will move on to the questions themselves. So tip number 1, ask 3 questions at the end of your interview, no more than that. I've been sat in interviews before where people have asked me 5, 6 or even 7 questions. Don't forget, the interviewer has to interview more candidates, so we don't want to take up too much of their time. Just ask 3 questions only. Tip number 2, ask questions that assess what they are looking for. Now, there is a clever way of doing that, and I will teach you this very soon. So a lot of people say to me here on YouTube, Richard, what questions should I not ask in a job interview? So do not ask any of the following questions. Make sure you avoid these at all costs. The first one is, how much time off will I get? Or what's the salary? Do not ask these questions unless they say to you, do you have any holiday coming up, or what are your salary expectations? Don't ask questions about salary and leave. Do not ask this question either. Providing I do the required hours, can I start early or leave late? Okay, do not ask this kind of question about flexibility in the role. You are better off asking these kind of questions when you are established in the position. And do not say this, who's your biggest competitor? The reason why you shouldn't ask this question is because if you have carried out your own research during the job preparation stage, then you should know who their competitor is. So what about questions? What questions should you ask at the end of an interview? Let's take a look at 7, and you can then choose 3 of them to ask at the end of your interview. Question number 1. This is a really good one. Do you have any questions? Yes. What are the plans for the company over the next 5 to 10 years? That is a brilliant question, and the reason why is because this question shows you are forward thinking and you care about the success of their company. It also indicates you plan to stay working there for a long period of time, which is attractive to any hiring manager. So what are the plans for the company over the next 5 to 10 years? Let's have a look at another question. Question number 2, do you have any questions? Yes. What's the culture like within the company? I've heard some great things about the way you work. So what's the culture like within the company? This shows you care about their organization. This question demonstrates that you care about the environment that you work in, and it also demonstrates that you are a supportive team worker. What's the culture like within the company? And this gives the interviewer the opportunity to talk about their organization and what they are passionate about. Question number 3. Do you have any questions? Yes, what advice would you give to someone like me who wants to perform well in this role? That is brilliant. That is a great question because it shows you respect their opinion and you are willing to take on board advice and feedback. So the question is, what advice would you give to someone like me who wants to perform well in the role? Let's take a look at some more questions. Question 4. Do you have any questions? If I am successful, what would you need me to concentrate on in the first few weeks of starting? So this is a good question because it shows you are thinking ahead and you are getting yourself ready for starting work. So the question again is, if I am successful, what would you need me to concentrate on in the first few weeks of starting? So those 4 questions are brilliant. They are smart, they are intelligent, and above all, you are focusing on their organization. Let's now take a look at some questions for those people who are applying for manager, supervisor, or team leader positions. Question number 5. Do you have any questions? Yes, how do you see the company evolving over the next 5 years? And how could I help you to achieve your goals? That is a smart question to ask if you are applying to be a manager, a team leader, or a supervisor, because the question shows you are forward thinking and you are keen to help them achieve their commercial and financial objectives. So it's attractive to any hiring manager. Question number 6 is another one. Do you have any questions? What are the biggest challenges facing the company right now? Now, part of your job as a manager, team leader, or supervisor is to respond to challenges. And this question shows your awareness of that fact and that you are planning for what is to come in the role. So what are the biggest challenges facing the company right now? It's a really good question to ask. And question number 7, do you have any questions? What would you want me to accomplish in the first 6 months in the role? I love this question because the question shows you are already thinking about achieving in the role. That word accomplish is brilliant. It demonstrates you are a completer finisher. Basically somebody who gets things done. So what would you want me to accomplish in the first 6 months in the role? So there's 7 questions there for you to choose from for all roles. If you would like a copy of these slides and also 21 great answers to other tough interview questions, click that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video. It will take you through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download these slides as a bonus and also a PDF guide that contains 21 great answers to tough interview questions. It's a brilliant resource for helping you pass any job interview. I hope you found that useful. If you would like me to create a video for you, tell me in the comments section below and I will get straight onto it. Don't forget to subscribe. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and please give the video a like. That tells me you find the content useful. Thank you for watching and I wish you all the best for passing your interview. Have a brilliant day.